Blood trickled down the young man's face, stinging his eyes as he forced himself to stay upright. At his feet lay a trembling beast, small, wounded, yet still clinging to life. Above them, monstrous worms writhed in the darkness, their grotesque bodies dangling from the cavern ceiling like living nightmares. Ling clenched his jaw. So this is what reincarnation feels like. Tossed into the jaws of death. His hand groped blindly until his fingers wrapped around a broken horn. He wrenched it free, gripping it like a makeshift dagger. The small beast at his side braced itself, its tiny frame shaking, but its eyes fierce. Together, they faced the descending swarm. With a thunderous screech, the worms lunged. Ling's voice broke into a raw cry as he and his beast charged to meet them head-on. A few days earlier, Ling had opened his eyes to an unfamiliar ceiling. Blinking, he stumbled toward a cracked mirror. The reflection staring back wasn't his own. The face was younger, sharper, more fragile. His breath caught in his throat. "I've changed," he whispered. A translucent window appeared before him. Age, 18. Identity, Su Ling. The truth struck him like lightning. He had been reborn. A new body. A new life. A stranger's past, now his own. Through the window, he imagined the vast world beyond, the endless stretch of fog-wrapped skies, the silhouette of a massive starship drifting across the horizon. It looks like Earth, but it isn't. Technology here has advanced far beyond what I knew. And yet, machines are only tools. The real rulers of this world are something else entirely. From his window, Ling watched a welder at work, not with fire, but with the help of a beast spitting controlled flames. In the bustling streets, countless creatures flew, prowled, and marched alongside humans. Some were small and docile, aiding with chores. Others towered like living war machines. Heavenly beasts, Ling thought. The foundation of this world. He pictured armies at war, beasts in formation. He saw nations standing tall, their power defined not by wealth or weapons, but by the strength of the beasts they commanded. If this world respected only strength, then survival had only one path. Become strong enough to be respected. Ling straightened from the bed, resolve hardening in his chest. If I'm going to survive here, I'll need a plan. Step 1. Understand who Su Ling was, because from this moment on, I am him. Ling turned the handle and stepped into the hall. A girl about his age stood there, staring at him with wide eyes. Surprise quickly turned to a sly grin. "You? Awake this early? That's impossible. You're the laziest person alive." Ling studied her carefully. A framed photo nearby confirmed his guess. This girl was Su Ling's younger sister. Cute, yes, but her sharp tongue hinted at a temper. Then his eyes caught on a faint symbol glowing at her chest. "What's that mark?" he began. Her fist flew before he could finish. "I told you not to stare at my chest, you pervert," she yelled, slamming a punch into his stomach. Ling doubled over, choking for air. Why does she hit so hard? Arms crossed, she glared down at him. "Don't forget, I'm already a combat beastmaster, so don't even think about trying anything funny." Forcing a pained smile, Ling gasped, "Relax. I am your real brother now." Her eyes blazed with fury. "Don't pretend you've forgotten everything you've done." Stuffing bugs into bags, stealing lunches, gluing people to toilet seats, swapping toothpaste with mustard. Ling winced with each word. So my avatar was a total scoundrel. With a sharp huff, she spun on her heel. "I didn't come here to argue. A customer's waiting at the pet shop. You're supposed to open it. If you don't," she slammed the door behind her, "you'll regret it." Ling blinked. Pet shop? My useless avatar owned a shop? A slow grin spread across his face. "Well then, time to see what kind of mess I've inherited." The sun blazed over the busy streets as Ling followed the system's faint navigation, weaving past crowds of humans and beasts alike. Soon, he stood before a battered metal storefront. A foul stench seeped through the shutters. The faded sign above looked less like a pet shop and more like a den for strays. Ling pinched his nose. So my avatar really owned this dump? Sighing, he touched the rusted lock. First, a little cleanup. Then business. With a creak, the shutters rose. The smell hit him like a physical blow. Inside, filth clung to every corner. But worse. "Hey! Not in my shop!" A mangy dog squatted on the floor, leaving its mark. The dog blinked, then gave a soft bark. Ling rolled up his sleeves, fury flashing in his eyes. "You dare insult me in my own shop!" But before he could chase it out, a heavy kick sent him sprawling across the floor. Ling coughed and staggered up, glaring at the man now standing in the doorway. The stranger's hair was cut into a sharp mohawk, his expression filled with disdain. "You forgot me already?" the man sneered. "I've been waiting all week. You call this service?" Beside him stood a gaunt, sharp-eyed beast radiating menace. Ling froze. An enemy? The customer jabbed a finger toward him. 3 days ago, I left my black monsoon here for care. Instead, you locked him in with 10 lionesses. His voice trembled with rage. Do you know how cruel they were? Look at him. Scarred. Battered. You ruined my beast. Ling's stomach dropped. So my avatar was even more useless than I thought. I won't take a single coin from you, he blurted. The mohawked man's eyes narrowed dangerously. Do you think this is about money? He raised his hand. Monsoon. Kill him. The black monsoon moved like lightning. Before Ling could react, a cold blade pressed against his throat. Sweat drenched his back. Too fast. This world really does solve everything by force. Ling raised his hands carefully. Wait, let's talk. I'll compensate you. Triple the loss. The man spat at the floor. You think money can buy back a fighting beast's honor? His lips curled into a cruel smile. No, I'll restore his pride another way. Monsoon, he ordered. Show him your true power. The beast's jaws opened, energy crackling within. The glow grew brighter, filling the shop with blinding light. Ling's heart hammered. Don't tell me. This beast has the blood of a white dragon? The customer smirked. Exactly. Now watch as he blows your filthy shop to pieces. Ling trembled, covering his face as the light swelled. I just reincarnated, and I'm going to die as a weakling without even a pet. A sudden crack of thunder split the air. Blue lightning arced across the room, freezing both beast and master in place. Ling blinked in shock. What? A translucent system window appeared before him. Suitable target found. Contract initiating. Blue light engulfed Ling. The system's voice echoed in his mind. Congratulations. You are now the owner of the Super Pet system. Ling's jaw dropped. My cheat finally activated. Another line appeared. Bound object, Su Ling's pet shop. Ling's face went pale. What? My golden finger is tied to this trash heap? The system continued relentlessly. Inside the shop, you possess absolute immunity. Any attack here will fail. Energy pulsed through him. His fear melted into a slow, menacing grin. Time resumed. Monsoon! Tear him apart! The man roared. The beast lunged, jaws glowing with energy. But Ling calmly caught its snout with one hand, clamping its mouth shut. His eyes flashed cold. You dare threaten my shop? The beast whimpered, trembling under his grip. Ling leaned close, his voice low and dangerous. Lie down. The black monsoon collapsed to the floor, shaking. The mohawked man's face drained of color. He stopped my beast with his bare hands. Ling turned his sharp gaze on him. Not satisfied with my service? Then perhaps I should keep your monsoon for a few more days. The man stumbled back in terror. No, that won't be necessary. He and his beast bolted from the shop, their screams echoing down the street. Ling touched his chin, puzzled. Was I really that scary? A system notification flashed before his eyes. Problem resolved. Shop status upgradable. Energy swirled through the room. The filth dissolved. Tiles gleamed and cages sparkled with renewed life. Ling's eyes widened in awe. The once rotten den had become a pristine store. A smile tugged at his lips. Now that's more like it. But as he peeked into the side room, his jaw dropped again. Rows of cages lined the walls, each holding strange, shrunken beasts. All tamed pets will be adjusted to standard size for storage, the system explained. The owner may train, heal, and manage up to 9 at a time. Ling rubbed his chin. So this is my real advantage. A pet shop with unlimited potential. Another window opened. Main quest activated. Raise 1 pet to level 3. Or higher. Ling's eyes fell on a tiny mouse with twitching whiskers. The system labeled it. Species, Thunder Mouse. Skill, cuteness. His smile faltered. Cuteness? That's your special ability? The mouse winked adorably. Ling groaned. Of all the pets in the world, I get stuck with this. Yet even as he complained, destiny had already begun to stir. The system chimed. Owner's training method will determine the pet's growth. Prepare to enter the thundercloud realm. A rift opened beneath Ling's feet. He barely had time to curse before he and the mouse were sucked into a vortex of fog. They tumbled out into a storm-racked world. Towering trees loomed overhead, their trunks scarred by endless lightning strikes. Bolts rained down like falling spears. The mouse shivered on Ling's shoulder, its fur sparking nervously. This place, Ling whispered, full of ancient thunder beasts, perfect for training or dying. The system's cold voice echoed. Probability of encountering 100-meter beasts. High. 1,000-meter beasts. Low. 10,000-meter beasts. Extremely low. Ling's chest tightened. High probability of a 100-meter monster? That's supposed to comfort me? The ground shook. His gaze snapped upward, straight into the colossal shadow of a thunderpool beast, a monster the size of a mountain. Its jaws opened. Lightning cascaded down. Wait! Wait! The world went white. Ling gasped, clutching his chest. His body reformed in a dim, featureless space. "You're telling me I just died?" he shouted. The system answered calmly. "Yes, cause of death, thunderpool beast. Time elapsed, 0.73 seconds. Ling's mouth twitched. Less than a second. Another line appeared. Warning. Failure to complete the main quest will result in point deductions. If the score falls below 60, the owner will be destroyed. Ling paled. Destroyed! You didn't tell me that when I accepted. Owner did not ask. The resurrection completed. Ling and the mouse stood once more in the storm forest. Faint glowing marks linked their foreheads. Temporary contract established. Ling felt a sudden jolt of emotion. Fear, trembling not his own. The mouse looked up at him, its tiny body quivering, but its eyes burned with determination. Ling's expression softened. "You're scared too, but you're still willing to fight." "All right then," he said quietly. "Let's fight together." Ling pointed. "Easy prey. Grass eater. Perfect target." The mouse squeaked in protest, its fear spiking. Before Ling could argue, the ground erupted. A massive worm burst upward, snatching the horse in its jaws. Ling's blood ran cold. "Forget I said anything." The worm turned toward them. "Go!" Ling shouted. The mouse darted forward, horns sparking. It slammed headfirst into the worm's armored shell, only to collapse lifelessly moments later. Thunder Mouse has died. Cause: cranial trauma. Skill acquired: dash. Ling's eyes widened. "Wait! You gain skills from dying?" Resurrection available. Infinite uses. A grin tugged at Ling's lips. Unlimited retries, huh? All right. Let's abuse this. The mouse resurrected again and again. Each charge ended in death. Each death yielded progress. Ling barked commands through gritted teeth. "Aim for the cracks! Use your small size. Circle him." Dozens of deaths later, the mouse's sparks grew fiercer, its dashes sharper. Finally, blood sprayed as its horns pierced the worm's carapace. The monster screeched in rage, seizing the mouse in its jaws. Bones cracked. Silence fell. Then lightning exploded. The mouse resurrected once more, but this time its body shimmered with raw power. Due to high thunder concentration, the Thunder Mouse has awakened. Thunder Dash. Ling's grin split wide. "Now we're talking." Elemental power. The mouse charged, its body wreathed in lightning. With a blinding strike, it tore through the worm's defenses and reduced it to shreds. Panting, Ling fell to his knees, his fists clenched with exhilaration. We actually won." The mouse staggered back to him, its tiny chest heaving, eyes blazing with pride. Ling's voice shook as he stroked its head. "Good job. That was beautiful." But before relief could settle, the earth trembled. More worms, larger, adult, a dozen shadows coiled above them. Ling's breath caught. His ribs screamed in pain. Adults. We can't win this. The mouse bared its teeth, sparks crackling defiantly. Ling looked at it, then at the monsters looming over them. A smile tugged at his bloodied lips. "You're right. We can't just roll over." He picked up a shattered horn, holding it like a blade. If my pet doesn't give up, then neither will I. With a roar, man and mouse charge together, lightning splitting the darkness.